When I look back, it was so incredibly brave, I guess. I looked on the internet, I did a search on Sugar Babe, and I found one lone Australian website. I constructed my own ad and gamely put it on there, and it wasn't really until afterwards that I realised the sugar babes were supposed to be the ones that were pampered, whereas I was offering to pamper the sugar daddies. And so I had 11,000 responses. I was absolutely flabbergasted. I was offering the whole package, and that was important to me. So I have a psychology degree. I was offering counselling if they wanted it. I was offering a companion to go to dinner with that knew their Shiraz from their Chardonnay. I was offering good cooking. I was offering great conversation. I was offering great sex, massages. It was anything that they needed. I guess the main thing, though, I was offering was exclusivity. So I was going to be theirs 24/7. I called them the daddies almost, and that's kind of what they were. They were protective, lovely gentlemen that were really nice to be with. If I had to categorise them, I would say there was three main types. There were younger men who didn't have time to find a girlfriend. Then there were the middle-aged people whose wives were obviously too busy for sex. And the third group is the older men who had arrangements with their wives, whose wives kind of looked the other way and they were kind of allowed to have mistresses. Negotiated infidelity is about organising some sort of alternative for the person you love. One of the main things that I have learned is that a woman that negotiates infidelity for her partner is far more powerful than a woman that is sitting home wondering why he's late from the office Christmas party. So in fact, it is better to walk the dog on a leash rather than let it escape through an unseen hole in a back fence. I guess one of the main lessons for a woman to remember is that most cheating men still love their wives. And the reason they're cheating is often merely because they're not getting enough sex at home. I think that monogamous men are heroes. I think that cheating men are normal. And I think monogamy does have a place in relationships, but not on the long term. Men are hardwired to biologically betray women on the long term because men are pre-programmed to get their rocks off, if you like. Men need to get their rocks off. So a woman who crosses her legs and doesn't organise some kind of alternative for the person she loves is being cruel. And it's not a very nice thing to do to someone you love. So if you don't want to have sex, and that is our right. We don't, have to have sex all of the time, but if it's going to go on for weeks or even months, if you love someone and you want them to be happy, you ought to organise an alternative for them or expect to be cheated on. So it may not necessarily be another lover. It may be some pornography magazines or lifting the filters on the family PC for a while at night for him. It might be about letting him have a lap dance at the local strip joint. But negotiated infidelity turns women's vulnerability around into some empowerment for women and happiness for the person you love. I believe in marriage. I believe in soulmates. I don't believe in traditional marriage. I'm in a very long-term committed relationship. We've been together for 2 years. Our relationship is definitely not monogamous. We negotiate infidelity, which means my partner can have sex with the Australian women's basketball team for all I care, but he can't spoon any of them. For me, spooning is cheating. So they're the rules that we have negotiated for each other. We just have to be honest about the way nature created us. And we have to work with nature instead of against her. It isn't rocket science. All I've done is put up my hand and say what the whole world already knows.